So the big buzzword now in the industry is about digital business transformation. Well, what does that mean? That actually means taking advantage of data that's coming into the organization and streaming in real time and making decisions that are very operational in nature to do key business functions. So for example, in the oil and gas industry, oil wells now are being outfitted by leading firms to emit sensor and pressure and temperature readings. Now in the past, those readings have been looked at and managed as information, right? But now with the advent of a fast data platform, you can make decisions in real time that discern that the temperature and the pressure and the voltage coming out of those readings are signaling a problem in the well. So you can predictively maintain that equipment and save millions. We have one firm that's told us that over $100 million of savings could be gained by just anticipating when problems will occur throughout their infrastructure. So let's take an example in the travel and logistics space for how this all works, how the platform fits together. The first part is the integration fabric. That's where you grab all these events from internal systems that are for flight operations, for example, from sensors that might be on bags in the baggage handling process, from mobile devices where your customers are checking in. All that data flows through the integration backbone of TIBCO and can be then presented to the event processing layer. MDM is there to check to make sure that there's one consistent view of what a customer is, and that's accessible in real time, right? So you have a single, if you're tying together 30 different applications, they all have a consistent definition of what a customer is and what their levels of priority are. The streaming analytics takes that stream of events and does math on those streams to detect whether or not a lot of customers are being backed up in a particular area, or the weather feed is indicating that we might want to do some proactive routing or changing of crew schedules, for example. The event server holds rules that discern, based on that real-time input, what should be done. Right? So if a delay is of a certain amount and there's a lot of Premier customers on that plane, you may make different decisions than whether or not there were not as many Premier customers on the plane. So those event-driven rules are a key part of the fast data platform. And then finally, the Live Datamart and the event processing layer allows operational staff to see what's going on, to slice and dice that information and query the future. So you might say, let me know, satisfy this query whenever a high-end customer that's a President Circle customer is going to be delayed, and it's something that we can actually operationally fix for them. But so that's querying the future. And at the top is the analytics layer, and the analytics layer allows you to look at, based on history, and predict what kind of conditions are going to be important. So today's session is going to focus on the Live Datamart. This is the component that I think is one of the most unique components of the fast data platform. It's like a data warehouse, but built for streaming information. So you can ask queries not just about what's happening right now, but also about what's going to happen in the future. In the transportation, let me know whenever a really important customer is going to be delayed by a certain amount. Or retail, same question, but different context. Let me know in the future anytime a high priority customer walks in the store and they've expressed interest in a particular item that we have excess inventory on. An example of this is Black Friday in a retailer. Retailers need to take advantage of this real-time data as it's coming through their operations. So on Black Friday, that's a time where a lot of data comes in quickly. And the ability to adjust the offers that you're providing to customers as they're in the store can be done only if you have a real-time view of what's actually going on. You can forecast it, and hopefully you're right based on historical data, backwards-looking data. But fast data enables you to figure out what's going on right now. Which stores have excess inventory, which stores have a lot of customers going into them that you would want to cross-sell and upsell different types of offers. How do you want to satisfy those requests by bringing inventory from other stores? Those kind of operational decisions can only be done if you have access to fast data and real-time decision-making through rules and through streaming analytics that allow you to make those decisions on the fly. Another example of this is in the capital markets, where, for example, Knight Capital lost $440 million in 40 minutes a few years ago. Why? Because the information is moving so fast and decisions are being made in real time that need to be controlled and managed. And that's the role of a Live Datamart. So there's a new type of technology that's like a data warehouse, but built for streaming data. TIBCO actually invented this. We call it the Live Datamart. And that enables an operational person, so in a drilling operations center at an oil and gas firm, or a trading operations center in a bank, to be able to look in real time and make decisions about what kind of problems are occurring in the network. I think those are examples of querying future conditions that are important, how it's unique in the industry, how it can help you query the future, and query real-time streaming information that might come from IoT devices or other internal systems.
Hi, my name is Hayden Schultz. I'm a global architect with TIBCO. I specialize in event processing, and I'd like to talk to you today about TIBCO's Fast Data Platform and the Live Datamart. If there's just one thing that you remember from this talk, I'd like it to be how TIBCO's Fast Data Platform is a different way of looking at your enterprise data problems. Let's think about big data for a moment. How did big data get big? The data got big because there's huge amounts of data that's streaming very quickly through your enterprise. Now, the way that big data projects typically handle this is the way that we've always handled large data problems, or small data problems for that matter. We're going to stick it in a database, in a data warehouse. Now, big data requires a bigger, more capable database, but it's basically the same thing. What we have is historical data. It's archaeology. We are inspecting the past. Now, it's tremendously valuable information. But we need to realize that at this point, your customer has left your store, left your website. The fraudulent credit card transaction, it's already been processed. Your GPS locations, well, they're not correct anymore because things have moved since the data was persisted and stored and indexed and queried. All of the information that you have, it's about things in the past. TIBCO's Fast Data Platform, it's aimed at solving your data problems, but as they happen. So TIBCO's Fast Data Platform processes the data as it happens, before it gets into your big data systems. You learn from historical events using your big data systems, but you execute in real time. The opportunities to capitalize on events are fleeting. The opportunities to avoid disaster requires agility and quick systems. That's the design of the TIBCO Fast Data Platform. Now, the LiveView Datamart fits in because it is the way that you interact with your data. It lets you query your systems. In fact, it lets you query the future. You issue a query and you learn what's in your data now. And as it changes, as new things happen, you're notified. Your results are updated as you watch. It should be obvious that the world is becoming an increasingly wired place, with more and more things in the real world being equipped with sensors, and the data from those sensors being more and more easily available. The challenge then is to take all of this information that has huge value for us and more easily take advantage of it to build our software systems that can use this in a more flexible, easy, and most importantly, faster way to get our ideas into deployment. TIBCO's analytics, graphical development environments for event processing, and the Live Datamart make it easy for developers and subject matter experts to collaborate, to make it easy for ideas to get into a software that actually works, into production, and changes to be made in the next version without requiring long development cycles. An example of this is electrical submersible pumps in oil and gas wells. These pumps are equipped with sensors that monitor their temperature, current, pressure, vibration, all of the things that indicate how well they're performing. Now, these wells are all over the world, very, very remote locations sometimes, and so the challenge is to detect when the pump is going to fail rather than wait until it's actually failed, so that you can schedule maintenance, get the correct equipment to this remote location so that you can reduce downtime. The challenge is to use this information, the sensor measurements in each pump, and detect when the pump is likely to fail well before it actually fails, so that people and equipment can be scheduled to go to the well, no matter where it is, no matter how remote it is, and quickly replace it without experiencing a lot of downtime. The financial impact on this is quite large. all of the downtime that the oil well has a big impact on the revenue of the company. Therefore, detecting and reducing downtime and scheduling maintenance is very, very important. Using analytics, we can determine a number of the leading failures. To determine the leading indicators of failure, in other words, what are the indicators in the sensor data that will show that a pump is likely to fail in the near future, subject matter and experts can use their years of experience to develop models so that when, say, the temperature goes up and the pressure goes down, or the vibration increases and the current oscillates, those things can be used to determine that, yes, this pump is going to fail. In addition to those ad hoc models, TIBCO Spotfire can be used to train statistical or machine learning models. As these models are trained, then either the ad hoc models, the statistical machine learning models, or both are run in real time as the sensors data comes in. The models are executed by Streambase, and all of the results, the raw data, the indicators of failure, the model results, they all are fed into LiveView so that the users can inspect and see what's going on. This is the LiveView desktop that shows the data, which is greatly sped up so that we can see pump failures that occur over weeks and months in just seconds. We can see the raw data as it occurs. We can see it grouped by well ID, the pressure by well, the amps by well, and the indicators of health by color. We can select any specific well and drill down into the detailed information as it happens over days and months. And all this information is in LiveView so that as new models come in, as new insights are found in the data, without going to a development effort, we can display that, we can interact with it, we can, as sensitivities are found that this algorithm is too sensitive, this algorithm is not sensitive enough, the parameters can be sent from LiveView back into the event processing algorithm in Streambase to change the thresholds so that the detection is more accurate. This is an example of a retail application. The proprietary parts have been removed, but it's an example of an actual application used by a real organization. The organization needed to see their key performance indicators in real time, as opposed to the snapshots that they would receive several times a day. Hooking up LiveView to the streams of data from their point-of-sale machines in their various stores across all the different regions that they have proved to be remarkably easy to give them the continuous key performance indicators that they wanted to see. What we see here is each of these windows in the LiveView desktop shows a continuous query. Each separate window is a query that's either in table form or chart form. So the various information they have from their stores, from their inventory, can be aggregated any way they want, by brand, in this case, by store, by region, by city, by geography. Any report that the managers or the officers of the company need can be aggregated and displayed this way. Not only that, the company is an international organization, so they have stores across many different countries, selling in many different currencies. So with the addition of a currency feed, they're able to take the data in and present the sales data in the same currency. As the currency changes, for example, as the euro rises and falls midday, the sales adjustments are adjusted so that it's always accurate, always correct as of that instant. In addition to the live information that's on the display, alerts are stored in the LiveView server so that if sales fluctuate by too much compared to historical averages, an alert's generated. Other alerts can be made. If, for example, too many redemptions of a gift card happen at a particular point of sale machine, that's also an alert that can be given. The alerts can be created on the fly after the customer looks at the data and sees interesting and new patterns in the data. Now that you've had a taste of the LiveView Datamart, let me summarize its capabilities. At the heart of the TIBCO Live Datamart is the LiveView server that identifies key business moments for you. It manages the data connectivity, continuous queries, alerts, client connectivity, user authentication, and security. The continuous query engine processes high-speed streaming data, creating fully materialized live data tables, managing ad hoc queries from the client side, and continuously pushes live results as conditions change in real time. The server also provides aggregation and normalization for historical and streaming data collected through pre-built connectivity to close to 200 integration points. REST APIs allow you to build your own interface beyond the LiveView desktop. You can easily write web applications that can be viewed on any modern device with a web browser. JavaScript API is new in the LiveView 2.0. Alerts are continuously processed and delivered to mobile devices, email, or to a desktop that you can act on while they matter. Now I'm going to show you how to set up the Live Datamart so that you can interact with the incoming data to make better and faster decisions and to take actions on it. This will take about 7 minutes, but notice how simple it is to do so. With the Live Datamart, we can query what's happened and what's about to happen. But not only can you make flexible continuous queries, you can also very easily configure and connect to any live stream of data. For example, let's suppose we have a number of bookstores, and what we want to do is we want to collect the streams of real-time sales data and display them and query them in LiveView. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make some definitions so we can configure the tables. We'll say so here's the basic information that we're going to have. We have the title, and we have a price for each book, which is a double, and we have a store name, which is a string, and we have a salesperson, also a string. And we're going to add to that some information about when we acquired the information, the time, the timestamp, and a sequence number. So we've got our basic definitions, and now let's just make a LiveView table. Create a new configuration file. We'll call it sales. Now we will import the schema we just created from our definitions file, and we'll use the book sales schema. And now we have to give it an index so it knows how to store the data. That's it. We've got a LiveView table. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to hook up data to it. So we'll create some schemas. Okay, now we're ready to make the definitions. We could hook up to a live data source using one of the adapters that ship with the product. We have almost 200 adapters, file formats, network formats, market data feeds, message buses, almost anything you'd want. If you have a protocol or connect to a system that is not supported, we also have adapter wizards, which let you use our Java adapter API to easily create your own custom adapters. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use a generic input stream, which I'm going to connect using our Feed Simulator, which is one of our record playback development tools, which makes it easy to develop and test your systems. So I'll make an input stream called sales, and I will set the schema to the sales-based schema we just created. I'll create a sequence number called seqnum, and then I'll have to match the schemas to the LiveView table schema. What I need to add is a time. We'll just use the current system clock time. And then I need to add the LiveView proprietary fields, which I can do because we've generated them from the schema definition. Now all I need to do is output them. And I'm going to declare that I have the exact schema I need, which matches the LiveView table. I'll make these schemas accessible from anywhere, or these streams accessible from anywhere, and I'm basically done. The only thing I need to do now is make sure that when LiveView, the server, starts, it starts this publishing app as well. That's easy to do. I'm going to make an application LiveView table. I'll call it an application. I point that at the Event Flow Publisher app that we just created. And now all I have to do is tell the sales table that it should use as a data source that application and that output stream name. Now I'm ready. All I have to do is start the server and connect it, and we can see the data flowing through it. So we'll start the server. It's a LiveView project, and it'll take a few seconds to a few minutes to start. Now the LiveView server started. I've connected a desktop client and the feed simulator to it, and we can see the data coming through. I can display the information as a table form. I can display it as charts, and I can aggregate the data as well. So here's a query where I've aggregated the price and grouped by the store. So I see the total summary for each store, both in a table and a graphical form. Now there's a lot more things that I can do with LiveView, but this is the basics. I configure a table, I write a stream-based CEP application to connect the data to it, and I'm done. I hope this webinar helped you understand the concept of fast data and how LiveView Datamart enables your business embrace fast data and gain competitive advantage. For those of you who are interested in learning more about the LiveView Datamart, we have a lot more resources available. Let me introduce you to some of them. Product data sheets, solution white papers, and videos. We have videos for business people, and we have a set of videos for developers and business analysts who would actually use the LiveView Datamart. You can find all of these materials on tibco.com/livedatamart. Please use the following links to contact us with comments or questions, and be sure to read our blog. Follow TIBCO or Mark Palmer on Twitter as well. Thank you very much.